Hey everyone, welcome to AFS Hackers. My name is Afshan, and as you guys know, we are working on this penetration testing tool series. And in this video, we are learning about an amazing tool that is Metasploit. So let's see what is Metasploit. So basically, Metasploit is an integrated suite of attack components that are useful in all phases of vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Metasploit is also a great environment for conducting security research and rapid attack prototyping. So, true to its original vision, Metasploit still offers one of the best exploit arsenals available today, with hundreds of extremely flexible exploits and payloads for compromising remote machines. So, this is a very short introduction of Metasploit. So, let's see the components of Metasploit. Metasploits include a multitude of components that implement a vast toolbox of features that penetration testers can rely on to do our job in finding vulnerabilities, exploiting them, and pivoting to help determine the business risk and organization faces. So we will use most of these components in this particular video. So the first components of Metasploit is user interface. These items are the way we interact with Metasploit, and their names tend to start with the letter MSF for Metasploit framework. Second component is tools. These programs, mostly Ruby script, are used for some very focused attack. Some of them are standalone, while other provide functionality that is useful for pulling data that can be analyzed with other components of the framework. Next, we have the plugins. These components helps integrate the framework with other tools, including databases such as MySQL, SQLite, and Postgres are supported by Metasploit. Vulnerability scanners and various hooks for monitoring and filtering Metasploit socket connection. Let's see the next component, that is modules. This is where the lot of Metasploit action resides, as these modules include the exploits, payloads, encoders, and auxiliary features penetration testers utilize on regular basis of our work. So basically, this particular module is really helpful for penetration testing. Next component is documentation. This directory holds a description of various pieces of Metasploit, including a user's guides and developer guides. So it is some kind of related to a help document. Next component, we have data. This directory contains data resources used by other part of the framework, including some text and icon that various GUI and other components of Metasploit rely on. It also contains a word list subdirectory that holds a list of potential usernames and passwords used in automated guessing attacks, like the brute forcing attack. So these are the components of Metasploit. The first one is user interface, second one is tools, third one is plugins, fourth one is module, fifth one is documentation, and sixth one is data. Now let's see the types of Metasploit modules. Okay, this is one of the main components of Metasploit. So we have 6 modules. Okay, we have 6 modules. The first one is exploits. We'll use exploits a lot. Exploits are designed to take advantage of a flaw on a target machine, causing the system to run software of the attacker's choosing, usually a Metasploit payload. Some of the exploits are server based, like a server-side attack, which exploit a listening target service across the network. Others are client-side exploits, which listen on the network for inbound requests from vulnerable clients, delivering back exploit in a response. Next one is payload. So these modules are the codes that the exploit causes to run on a target system. Some payloads are singles, having all of their loading, communication, and feature code in a single module package. Others are broken into stagers and stages. We'll see what is stagers and stages in our upcoming slides. Next module is encoders. So that provide a variety of different mechanisms for altering the payloads and exploits to make them difficult to detect by the IDS, that is intrusion detection system, IPS, intrusion prevention system, and the antivirus tools. Fourth module is auxiliary. Auxiliaries are miscellaneous attack components, all kinds of stuff here like denial of service, fuzzers, scanners, and SQL injection, etc. Next module is post. These modules are used after successful exploitation, typically when the Metasploit payload is running on a target. They provide various post-exploitation automation, including keystroke login, privilege escalation, management of target machines, and more. Last one we have NOPE, that is no operation code. These modules create NOPE, Slade's group of machine language, that is no operation instructions, which cause a target machine's processor to do nothing for a clock cycle. Group of these instructions helps to improve the odds that an attacker exploits will successfully result in code execution on a target system. These are the 6 modules in Metasploit. The first one is exploit, second one is payload, encoder, auxiliary, post, and NOPE. Now let's see the Metasploit payloads. We have 3 different types of payloads in Metasploit. The first one is single payload. So single payloads are self-contained code in a single payload package delivered by an exploit to a target, with the payload containing everything it needs to communicate with the attacker and take some action on a target machine. Typically, single payloads are small and simple without a lot of advanced feature. Let's see the next type of payload, that is stagers. Once it is delivered to a target via an exploit, a stager's job is to implement a communication channel between the attacker and the target and to load the stage into the target's memory so it can be executed. Stagers are rather small and focused on networking, while stages tend to be larger and more complex. The next type is stages. That is, the stages are payload components that are downloaded by the stagers module. The various payload stages provide advanced features with no size limits such as Metasploit, VNC injection, and others. The stages is the thing the attacker wants to actually do on the target machine, such as get remote shell access, control the system's GUI remotely, etc. A full payload consists of either a single or a stager plus a stage kind of payload. So these are the types of payload we have, the 3 payload. The first one is single payload, stager payloads, and the stages payload. I have covered the Hack the Box Academy using the Metasploit framework module. I'll put the link in the description box so you guys can watch it. But in that video, I have just, covered all the practical part. But in this video, I have covered the theoretical part as well. So here is the main theory of Metasploit. So let's see the practical now. So here we are. Let's start our practical. I'm on my Kali Linux machine. And let's see where the Metasploit framework is located. So it is located in, let's see, CD USR share Metasploit framework. Okay, let's write ls. So as you guys can see, we have documentation, modules, libraries, scripts, tools, plugins. These are the user interface of Metasploit. Let's see the modules. CD modules, write ls. So we have auxiliary, encoders, evasions, exploits, nopes, payloads, and post. Okay, let's go to the exploits. We have different kinds of exploits here, and these are Ruby based. That is a .rb extension, that is Ruby based. Okay, so let's start our Metasploit, and by using this command, that is msf console. It will take maybe 1.5 minutes. Okay, so here we are. This is the banner of Metasploit. Here is the Metasploit tip. You can use help to view all the available command, and I'm using this MSF6 version. So we have 2230 exploits, 1177 auxiliaries, 398 posts, 867 payloads, 45 encoders, 11 knobs, and 9 invasion. So let's write the help command to see the help menu. Let's see the core commands of Metasploit. Okay, these are the core commands. Question mark will display the help menu. Okay, there is another way. If you don't want to write the help, you just have to write the question mark and it will display the help menu. Banner, display an awesome Metasploit banner. We have seen that. cd command, change the current directory color. I haven't used this command yet. Connect, communicate with the host. Debug, this command is for developer. Display information useful for debugging. Exit the console, okay, by using the exit command. Features, display the list of not yet released feature that can be opt into. We have gets the value of the context specific variable. We have get g for global variable. Grep, grep the output of another command. Help menu. History, show command history. Load, load a framework or plugin. Quit is same as exit. Repeat, route, save the active data stores. Okay, sessions. Okay, session is also an amazing command. Dump session, listing and display information about sessions. We have set command, that is sets a context specific variable to a value. We'll use the following command. So we can set the value to our global variable. Sleep, spool, thread, tips, unload. We can unload the framework. We can unset the variable, unset g. Okay, and we can find out the version, like show the framework and console library version number. We have this back command to move back from the current context. Information, we'll see that. Option command displays global options for one or more modules. We'll see that. Search searches module names and description. We'll use that command as well. Show, display modules of a given type and all modules. We'll also use this command. It is a very helpful command. We'll use this command as well, that is use, interact with the module by name or search term. We can list the jobs, we can kill the job, rename the job. Okay. Database command, these are the backend command we have. Create command is there, edit command is there, time command is also there. So let's see. Okay, so let's see the version. So the framework version is 6.2.9. The console version is also the same. Great. Now we'll exploit a very simple machine, that is Eternal Blue. I have already connected with the VPN of Hack the Box, so the initialization sequence is completed. Let's write the target IP here. Let's first scan the IP with the help of Nmap. SV switch is for the version detection. Okay, so the nmap scan is completed. As you can see, we have port 80 open. We have this MSRPC services open, Microsoft RPC. We have NetBIOS services open, and the target operating system is Windows Server 2008. Okay, that's great. Okay, so let's go to our MSF console. As we know with this question that the target machine is vulnerable to eternal blue, so we can search for MS17010. Let me make it more clear. Okay, apply. So as you can see, we have 5 exploits from the with the internal blue. First is MS17 underscore 010 eternal blue. We have PSXC. So we are going to use the first exploit. We are going to use the use command, and we can write the number tag, that is 1. Okay, that is the reason the number tags are helpful, and we are using this exploit module. Okay, because it is written, because the hack the box also explain this stuff, they have also used this particular exploit. That is the reason I'm using this. Let's use the 1 exploit number tag. Let's hit enter. Okay, we are in this SMB or MS17 exploit. Now let's write the options to see what are the options we have. Okay, we have to set the R host, that is the required field. R host means the target host, the target machine. Okay, R port is 445 by default, the target port, that is TCP port. L host is the listening address, an interface may be specified, and the L port is the listening port. Okay, so first we have to set the R host. Okay, for setting the R host, we have to use this command, that is set R host. Now the Metasploit is not case sensitive, so we can use it in all lowercase. We have to provide the target IP address. Okay, so let's copy the IP address. The R host is set. Now we have to set the L host. For L host, you have to write the inet address. Let's write the if config, and as you can see here, we have our inet address. Let's copy it. And we have set the L host. Now we can run the exploit. Executing the payload. Okay, got it. Now we have got the Metasploit shell. Let's write the shell command. You can write help command as well to see the Metasploit shell core commands. Okay, now let's write shell to get the administrator shell. The channel 1 is created. Who am I? NT authority system. Okay, let's go to the administrator folder. So you can't write ls here because it is a Windows operating system. So you have to write the dir command to list the file or to list the directories. So we are in the C folder, and in the C folder we have to go to this users folder, cd users. Okay, the dir for listing the directory. We have to go to this administrator folder, you can't use the auto complete feature. Administrator. Okay, we are in the administrator. Let's go to this desktop directory or folder. Dir, and we have got our flag.txt. And you can't use the cat command because it is not a Linux operating system, so you have to type. So you have to use this type command, type flag.txt. Okay, got it. We have successfully captured this flag. Okay, we can exit from here because we have found the root. We can exit from here, we can exit from here as well, and you can use the show payloads command. Okay, so we have 241 payloads, and we can use the back command. Okay, let me clear the screen and show exploits. If you want to find a specific exploit or payload, you can use the grep command, grep ms17, or let's write the eternal blue show exploits. Okay, we have found the one exploit, that is eternal blue. Okay, we can use this meterpreter, grep meterpreter show payloads. Okay, we have got this huge list. We can use this switch to count the payload, that is the -c, to count the payloads of meterpreter. Okay, let's start the machine and see the question. So the question is, exploit the Apache Druid service and find the flag.txt file. Submit the content of this file as an answer. Okay, let me copy this is the target machine 1. This is the target machine 2. Okay, great. Let's first scan the machine and map SV. So we have this one port open, that is SSH, and the operating system is Linux, and it is a Ubuntu based operating system. Okay, that's great. Okay, so it is we have to find the Apache Druid exploit. So let's go to this MSF console and search druid Druid, because we have this one hint and we will be using this particular exploit. So the exploit modules, we are getting 4, 5, 3 module, the 0 module, the 4, and the 5. The reason we are using the first one is the operating system. Okay, there is a Solarize and there is a dial-up. We don't have to use this particular exploit because our target system is Linux based, so we'll go with this particular exploit, that is exploit Linux HTTP Apache root JSRC. So let me write use 0. Okay, great. Now let's write the options. Okay, so vhost is not required, lhost is required, yes, lport is 8888, okay, and we also have to set the lhost. Great. Let's first set the rhost, copy it. Okay, set lhost. Here is our lhost. Let's hit enter, and I'm okay with this port, L port. So let's run this. Okay, the target is vulnerable. Okay, great. We have got the Metasploit session. Let's write shell. Channel 1 is created. Okay, let's write who am I. We are root. Let's write pwd. Okay, we are in this root folder. Okay, now we are in the root folder. Now let's write ls. We have got this flag.txt file. Let's cat it. Okay, you can't use this autocomplete feature here as well. Okay, we have got this flag. Okay, we have 3 questions. So the first question is, the target has a specific web application running that we can find by looking into the HTML source code. What is the name of that web application? Okay, so let's see. Now we don't want this session, so let's exit from here, or just write Control C. Yes. Okay, let's exit from this Metasploit shell. Back, Control L to clear the screen. Okay, here is our third target machine. Nmap sv. Let's scan the target machine first. So we don't know what is the application running in the background, but we can see that the port 80 is open and the operating system is Linux. SSH is also open. Okay, so let's go to this port 80. Elf Finder. File. Folder is empty. Okay. Elf Finder is an answer. Elf Finder. This is the web application that is running on this server. Okay. Now, second question is, find the existing exploit in MSF and use it to get the shell on the target. What is the username of the user you obtain a shell with? Okay, so we have to find the exploit in MSF console with the help of this elf finder. So let's search the elf finder exploit. Search elf finder. Okay, so we got to exploit with the elf finder. So here first one is for Linux operating system, the second one is Unix. So we'll go with option 3 because our target machine is Linux based. Okay, that's great. So we will use the exploit number 3. Okay, use 3. Okay, elf finder archive cmd injection. Let's write the info command to see the information, the payload information, description, references, basic options like rhost, required field or not required field, about the author. I think this provide the author information as well. Platform, this exploit is written for the Linux platform. They get provide the architecture, license, rank. Okay, let's write the options to see the options. Okay, we required rhost and we also required the lhost. Okay, let's set up the rhost. Set rhost, the target IP, copy it, set lhost. Okay, now let's run the exploit. The file was successfully uploaded. Stager, like the payload type, it is a stager type of payload. Okay, now the Metasploit shell is open. Okay, let's write the shell. Okay, the channel 1 is created. Who am I? We are www data. We are www data, w dash data. Let's submit the answer. Okay, now the third question is, the target system has an old version of sudo running. Find the relevant exploit and get root access to the target system. Okay, we are not root, we are this www data user and we have to exploit this old version of sudo vulnerability. I have to search a lot for this, so let's write the sudo -l. Okay, the terminal is required to read the password. Okay, so let's write the sudo -v to see the version. Sudo plugin 1.8.31. Okay, this is the vulnerable version of sudo. So let's send this session in the background. I'm writing Control Z, background channel 1, yes, and I'm also writing Control Z, background session 3. Okay, this is a session 3. I'm writing Y for yes. Sessions. Okay, the session is active here. As we have seen, this particular sudo version is 1.8.31. So we have to search for this sudo version, sudo 1.8.31. Okay, this is a sudo heap based buffer overflow. So as you can see, we have got the exploit, that is sudo heap based buffer overflow. So it is a buffer overflow kind of vulnerability. We'll put the link in the description box so you will learn about this particular vulnerability. We have to use this particular exploit, use 0. Now it is changed. Let's write the options to see the options. Okay, here it requires the sessions. Okay, we have to set the session and we have to set the L host. Okay, so let's set the session, set session 3, because the session 3 is running right in the background. Session 3 is set. Now let's set the L host, Control C, Control V. Okay, now let's run the exploit. TCP handler on this particular IP, that is our L host. Sudo may be vulnerable build. Okay, the Metasploit session is open. This is the 4th session. Let me write shell here. Channel 1 is created. Who am I? Now I am root. Where am I? I am in temp folder. So let's write cd and let's write pwd. We are in the root folder. Let's write ls. We have got the flag, flag.txt. Great. Okay, let's write our flag here. In this exercise we have to exploit two vulnerability in this particular target. The third target machine has 2 vulnerability. The first one is related to this elf finder. Okay, we have to exploit this particular web application. Second is related to the sudo old version. Okay, so we have completed the third exercise of this particular module. Okay, let's go to this Metasploit section. Okay, we have fired this command in our Metasploit shell help. You can see the core command here. It is stealthy, powerful, extensible, and we can also scan our service in this MSF console, but it takes time. Like I have tried this, but it takes a lot of time. Let's start the target machine. Find the existing exploit in MSF and use it to get a shell on the target. What is the username of the user you obtain a shell with? Okay, retrieve the NTLM password hash for the HTB student user. Submit the hash as an answer. Okay, let's wait. Let's copy the IP address. So here is our 4th target IP. So let's scan the IP address first. Okay, so let's scan the IP address SV. Okay, let's see. So our Nmap scan is completed. The Microsoft Windows RPC is running. NetBIOS HTTP is also running. Okay, let's go to this port, that is 5000. Okay, 40 logger, I'm using this basic credential, that is admin. Let's see if we can log in. Don't save. Wow. Forty logger. Let's see if we can find any exploit. Let me clear the screen. Search 40 logger. Okay, we have this particular exploit. Let's use it. Use. Great. Options. Okay, we have to set the L host, R host. Okay. Set R host. Okay. Set L host. That is our inet address. Sorry. Okay. Now let's run this. The target is vulnerable. 40 logger version 4.4.20. 2 is a vulnerable version of 40 logger. We have got this Metasploit shell. Let's write shell. Okay, who am I? Anti-authority system. So it is, so we have found the anti-authority system. Okay, sorry. Okay, great. Retrieve the NTLM password hash for the HTB student user. Okay, let's see we can find any hash by using hash dump. Okay, so let's exit from here. Help. So in a Metasploit we have to write, as you can see here, we have this dump the content of the SAM database, hash dump. So we will use the hash dump. Same hash as operation field, the parameter is incorrect. Okay, I've got this error. When you search this error, you will see some document. So I have searched a lot about this particular error, and we have to use this particular command, that is run post windows gather hash dump. It will give you all the hash file of the users, obtaining the user list and keys. And we have to search for this HTB student. Okay, here is the hash file of this HTB user. Okay, let's copy this hash. Here is our username and here is our HTB student hash. So we have successfully completed this using the Metasploit framework module of Hack the Box Academy. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you like it. If you did, then please share this video with your friends and your colleagues, and make sure that you guys are subscribing to my YouTube channel. We'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care and keep learning. Bye bye.